Hi, everyone. Cindy Walter here, the Healthy Knitter. And we're going to talk a little bit about health, a little bit about knitting, and a little bit about crocheting today. So, first up, my workout this morning was rucking with my weighted backpack on. I am up to 35 pounds. Twice now I've done 35 pounds, and I think I've made a little bit of a mistake. Instead of going from 25 to 30, I got a new plate that is 30 pounds and the backpack is 5. I should have increased by 5 pounds because it's a little too much for my shoulders. My legs can handle it. I feel it in my core, my legs. It's challenging. I love it. But my shoulders, I put an extra beach towel under my shoulder pads today to try to make it better, and it just was uncomfortable. So I think next time I'm going to go down 5 pounds and then work back up to let my shoulders get a little bit stronger. But that's what I did for a workout today. Had a very funny biking experience over the weekend. It's beautiful fall weather here in Ohio. The colors are stunning. I was out on a trail over the weekend and I got a really bad headache while I was biking. And it didn't dawn on me that there is a screw in the back of my helmet that I could release and make my helmet be a little bigger for me. It wasn't tight. It wasn't hard to put on. It's a newer helmet. It's not, it's a pretty new helmet. And I've never really had issues with it being too tight or too snug before, but I got this terrible headache and we had stopped to drink because I thought maybe I hadn't drank enough and that was my problem. And sure enough, it was because I didn't have, I needed to unscrew it. As soon as I did, it was like, oh, felt better. The headache went away magically. It was amazing. So, yeah, just thought I'd share that with you and be real that, even in non-knitting things, I learn all my mistakes the hard way. But I do have some progress as well. I finished this beautiful sweater. So I have shown you guys this a couple times. Thank you, first of all, for those of you returning. Thank you for coming back. And for those of you that are new, welcome, welcome. I try to share not just what I'm working on, but things and tips that might help you, lessons learned, because I learn every lesson the hard way that maybe you can benefit from, and try to help people feel less stress in their lives and be healthier. And stress and knitting is just something that totally helps take stress away for me. And I want to share that love with everyone I can. So we're going to talk all things today, but this is the sweater that I recently finished and I absolutely love it. It is the Cloud Sweater by Petite Knit. And I used 3 skeins of Blue Sky fibers. Wild Thyme is the color. They were big skeins. They were 150 grams. And I still had a nice size left over, probably enough that I could maybe do a cable ear warmer or something. But I just love the color of it. Now, I did learn another mistake the hard way. Last 2 sweaters I have made, when I went to block them, they stretched so, like they really blossomed and stretched so much that then I kind of had a panic moment that they like the sleeves were so long that I have a very long torso and I do have long arms, but the sleeves literally were down to like here. And it also got very, very big here. And it's supposed to have positive ease, but it was just very, very big and boxy. And I thought, oh, I'll never wear it if I can't fix this. So just like with my last sweater, my cable knit sweater, the sweater number 15 from My Favorite Things, that one really blossomed too. So with both of those, as they were drying and I was realizing this is going to be a problem, I asked a few trusted friends, researched a little bit, and decided to throw them in the dryer. And so all I did was threw it in the dryer for a couple minutes, took it out, made sure it wasn't felting or anything terrible wasn't happening, put it back in a few times. And after a few times, it was really back to the size that I had and I loved. And then I took it out, laid it flat, and let the rest of the drying process happen. So I was able to fix and salvage both sweaters, but I know those of you that have a lot more knitting experience than me are probably saying that's why you need to gauge swatch and do all that. So I promise next sweater that I start, I will do that. I have 2 more in progress right now. And then the next one I do, I will, I promise. Pinky promise. Anyway, so I have still been waiting for my mohair to arrive for my no frills sweater that I love. So I've made no progress on this. I ordered the mohair. It is on its way. I believe it is the right color. I found it, but I didn't realize it's coming from overseas. So it's taking forever. I think I ordered it on October 16th. It's the 24th, and it's still not here. And I don't have, I know it's been shipped, but it hasn't made it here to get relabeled. So it's still, I think the shipping said somewhere between the 24th and 27th. So maybe when I check my notifications after I am done with this podcast, I will get a date. So in the meantime, I've been working on my socks. I have two pairs that I've been working on. Two different patterns, a DK weight vanilla sock by Kay Litton. That one that was my last pair of green ones I just finished. So I cast it on a new brown pair and they're adorable. Like I love this color. This will be a great color. And the DK is probably my favorite. It goes so much faster than the fingering weight. So I do have fingering weight socks going, and this is the first time I've used a skein. Okay, let me show you. It was about this size, fingering weight, and to make two socks. And I haven't done that before. The DK weight socks I've been making, one sock per, I think these are 50 grams. I think they're 50, yeah, 50 grams. So I wasn't playing yarn chicken, wasn't too worried about those, but this yarn has made me very nervous. And I have it all attached here because I am making two socks at the same time with this. And this is the interesting thing. This is the first sock, and it's looking quite large. I'm making it with 9-inch circular needles, and I'm making the largest size. Probably going to go down to the middle size for the next pair I make. So I got started to get very nervous that I wasn't going to have enough yarn for two. So I took the yarn from the other side and started my second one. Well, look at the color difference. I'm thinking you can see this one is much greener. It's same yarn, just started from different ends of the yarn, and they're very, very different looking, but I love it and they're for me, so no problem. But it did teach me a lesson learned the hard way, that if this was a gift for someone else, I would not want to do that. So I think once I finish this, I'll trust that one skein will make two socks, and I won't try that again. And I'll use the same yarn for both, going the same direction for both socks, because I do have probably 5 more skeins of fingering weight sock yarn that I'll need to be using up. So I'm going to have to figure that out. So I enjoy the process better. The DK socks, I love, they whip up pretty quickly. I enjoy the process. The fingering ones, not quite so. So let's see, I'll get through that and hopefully I'll have good news when I come back to you. All right, last thing I really wanted to chat with you guys about. I was talking to my friend Susan Wheeler, who I had on a podcast. I'm going to take a quick sip of my adaptogens. Hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee or something yourself. I drink, I know I'll get asked this, adaptogens in the form of a warm tea with a product that my company offers called Ionic Supreme, and also in a uh, energy drink that does not have caffeine in it. It's called Bia, and it's this delightful ginger flavor. It's great for gut health, but it also has adaptogens in it. And then we actually have another one that's more of an e-shot for energy if you need a little bit of energy. And I drink adaptogens every day, a couple times a day. I have an elixir before I go to bed at night that really helps calm. I'm definitely a high stress person. I put it on myself, take full responsibility for it, but I'm just high energy, but high stress. And so it really helps calm me down. And that's one of the reasons I love knitting so much. So I'm often telling people that aren't knitters or don't have hobbies or crafty, creative things that they do, that they need to find a creative outlet because it really does help with stress. And I know some people find that in reading or gardening. There's other hobbies and things like that, but I'm forever encouraging people to find some type of an outlet that can help manage stress. So knitting is my hobby. I also do like to garden and crochet. There's other things I like to do, but I do seek some help from my friends too. All right, so that's what I'm drinking today. And then, oh, so my conversation with my friend Susan, who was on an earlier podcast, I was wearing a shawl she crocheted for me many years ago, and we had a fun conversation together. And I was telling her that I really want to start an online community for knitters, not just doing these podcasts, but maybe doing a Zoom once a month where we all come together and we bring our whips, we bring our works in progress, and we work together, and we can show each other our work and ask questions if someone needs help, and just be a great community for each other. And then I was telling her about the crochet bags that I had made for my daughter. And I told her that I was going to locally have a class at my home and order a bunch of them in different colors and then have everyone come together maybe for a Friday evening or Saturday afternoon and do it together. Sorry about that. My daughter Katie is trying to call me from, I'll have to call her as soon as we're done. Hopefully, this is still recording. I think we're good. Okay, so I was telling her about these crochet bags, and she said, why don't you offer that up? Maybe everyone can buy the bag and you can hop online and do that together. So I would love some feedback from you. Those of you that are watching this video, would you be interested in an online community that met once a month? If it goes well, we can certainly do it every other week, something like that. And if so, would you like to just bring whatever works in progress you're working on, or might this be something you'd be interested in? So I thought I'd share my screen with you and show you what this bag looks like. Let's see here. It's not the same exact one that I showed